Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And it is finally here. That's right, this is your first look at the House of M companion omnibus from Marvel Comics. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before going any further, a big thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us an advance copy of this omnibus. This omnibus is due out in the direct market and book market on July 23rd or 24th, depending on where you get your books. What we're looking at here is the direct market cover. This is the one that's supplied by Mike Deodato Jr. On the left-hand side is your standard edition cover. That's the one that's going to be available everywhere, and that is the one that is supplied by Mike Perkins. And there is a difference in the spines. In the standard edition, you get Magneto, and the direct market, you get Polaris. But everything underneath the dust jacket is the same, so let's bring it back to the cover here. So you have House of M Companion, Mike Deodato Jr. right there, and then this cover from New Avengers. And believe me, any joke you're about to make about how these three are going up against a guy that is the master of metal, we've already made those when the cover was solicited back when New Avengers came out. So, yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's also part of the story. And here we have the spine again, Marvel Omnibus, House of M Companion, and you have Bendis, Bunn, Claremont, Gage, Hopeless, Deodato Jr., DeVito, Garcia, Lopresti, and Perkins, and a picture of Lorna Dane down there. And then this character that plays a little bit of a part in the prologue to the House of M. So that is a very interesting thing about this omnibus. This omnibus kind of works as a prologue and also a companion. And I am going to be talking about where else you can find these stories in omnibus format when I get into the actual book. But the big question is, where are people going to place it on their shelves? Usually companions, or at least for me, go right beside the original event omnibus. I do the same thing with my Age of Apocalypse omnibus, and I'm doing the same with this omnibus, even though some of the stories in here take place before House of M, the miniseries. So if you're a madman, or just somebody that likes to put their books in chronological order based on the reading experience, you can put it here, and then House of M, and then, of course, the Decimation Omnibus that comes out later this year. But, I mean, really, there are stories that take place during this time, and then afterwards, too. So we are going to be talking about those, but before I do, let's look at the dust jacket right here. So you have the flaps, the before, the after, and what might have been. That is a really good way of putting it. And then a little bio on the creators with Logan there. And then I really like this. It's just panels from the inside of the book. These are the ones by Mike Deodato Jr., and they're the ones that are taken from the story called The Collective, which is collected in here. So let's actually go ahead and crack this book open, talk about the stories found in here, look at the artwork, and then, of course, look at the extras in the build. All right, let's go ahead and crack it open. You have your red end sheets right here, your title page, House of M Companion, and then the credits of all the writers and artists, like you have Aaron Lopresti, Cliff Richards, Mike Perkins, Andre DeVito, Manuel Garcia, Mike Deodato Jr., Steve McNiven, and Marco Failla, just to name a few. So in a very interesting way, we kick it off with Excalibur. So what is collected in here? We have Excalibur, the 2004 series. So this would be Volume 3 of Excalibur, because remember there was that mini-series called, I think it was called Excalibur 2, collecting issues 8 through 14, New Avengers 16 through 20, House of M Avengers 1 through 5, Civil War House of M 1 through 5, House of M Masters of Evil 1 through 4, What If Spider-Man House of M 1 through 4, and then material from What If House of M. The book has 792 pages and retails for $100. So what makes this so unique? Well, we kick it off with Chris Claremont's Volume 3 of Excalibur. And I'm not going to go into spoilers yet. I'll let you know when I'm about to talk about pretty much House of M, because when you're reading the companion, I don't see anybody going into this going, I haven't read House of M. I think I'll read the companion first. Yeah, don't do that. That's just a bad idea. Excalibur can be read before then, but I don't advise getting this unless you have the Omnibus already and you really want to explore the edges of this particular world. So Excalibur during this time happens to take place after the events of Grant Morrison's run on X-Men. So again, this is hard to talk about without minor spoilers because people haven't read that. So I guess minor spoilers for what happened in Grant Morrison's X-Men, just a little bit. So at the end of Grant Morrison's X-Men, we had this whole fight with Magneto, and then it turned out, hey, Magneto wasn't really Magneto. That's why he was acting out of character. It's actually this guy named Zorn. You can find out more about it in the Grant Morrison Omnibus and also the Chuck Austen collections of X-Men. Now, the world believes Magneto is dead because of that final arc called Planet X. Yeah, I know Here Comes Tomorrow is the final arc, but Planet X really wrapped up a lot of the years of Grant Morrison's X-Men. So Professor Xavier takes Magneto under his wing again, and they all end up in Genosha. So they're trying to live here with Callisto, and there is an explanation why her arms are this way, and that happened in the previous arc. And I kind of wish they had collected the first few issues of this. It's just I have the whole thing, 1 through 7. That would have been nice to kind of put characters into place and stuff, but they didn't. So what's going on here is that Magneto and Professor X are teaching these young mutants how to control their powers. So you have Freak Show, you have Shola, and you have Wicked, along with Callisto, and of course Magneto and Professor X. Now, the reason this stuff is collected in here is because in issue number 8, so the very first issue of Excalibur, Magneto gets a distress call from his daughter, Scarlet Witch. So he takes off after her and gets her back. Now, if you've read Avengers Disassembled, this takes place immediately right after Avengers Disassembled. I love the continuity and the whole shared universe, but sometimes it can get a little confusing. So that's what I'm trying to do here is trying to simplify things a little bit. So after the events of New Avengers, or Avengers Disassembled, Magneto takes Scarlet Witch with him. Now we have this character right here, Hank McCoy. Could be from a different universe, and if you've read Age of Apocalypse, you know what I'm talking about. He's dealing with his own magistrates. Professor X is dealing with New Mutants. Callisto's trying to be the better person. But eventually, Magneto does ask Professor X for help. So he begs him to come and help and save his daughter. Now, we do have a reunion here of Archangel and Callisto, and if you know anything about them, there's this wonderful history behind both of the characters. Of course, Chris Claremont's era on Uncanny X-Men. And I love the throwback to a couple of those stories. This is the final issue right here, The Devil's Own. And it's like a retcon throwback issue. And it says it leads into House of M, but really, I mean, House of M kind of stands on its own. Alright, so that is the prequel to House of M. That is the Excalibur issues. That leads into New Excalibur, which is not collected here. And then we get Civil War, House of M. Now, this is really interesting that it's mapped this way, because this book in publishing order came after House of M Avengers. Now, House of M came out in 2005. It was the event between the Avengers and the X-Men. And then in 2007, Christos Gage and Mike Perkins brought back some stories that they wanted to tell in the world of House of M, and that is House of M Avengers, which is also collected here, but it's not collected until after this. In chronological order, Civil War House of M takes place, and it is a really interesting story that features Magneto and his people, and how they ended up taking over the world. So you do get to see House of M versions of other characters that you hadn't seen in the main House of M universe. And this one's also written by Christos Gage, but Andre DeVito does the artwork here. This is, of course, the cover that they use for the standard edition. So you get to see the importance of his house and the building and his friendship with Xavier, what ended up happening to them. And it is that miniseries that's collected in here that leads into House of M Avengers. Now, in chronological reading order, we're looking at stories here that span from 1979 to present day, while the other ones, the other miniseries, the Civil War story, started in 1949 to a little bit of present day. And present day, I mean by present day in the House of M storyline. So this is, again, Christos Gage and Mike Perkins. And this is also used as a prequel to the original House of M miniseries. And you're probably guessing what this prequel is if you've read it if you read House of M already, and that is the foundation of the human resistance movement. When Luke Cage started recruiting these humans with superpowers to come and help him take down Magneto and his house. And of course, that gets to be played out in the House of M miniseries. And the next miniseries collected in here is the House of M Masters of Evil. Christos Gage coming back, Manuel Garcia doing the artwork for this one. And this is depicting pretty much the villain side of the stories in the House of M era. So you get to see the Hood assembling a gang of pretty much deadly humans with superpowers. So you have characters like the Blizzard and Cobra and Constrictor and Crossbones, and how they aim to take down Magneto and his crew. Now, before you ask any questions like, wait a minute, is this stuff going to double dip with the House of M Decimation Omnibus? A little bit. I'll talk a little bit about what will be collected elsewhere. But so far, none of this book has been collected in omnibus format before, nor will be part of a collection, because I'm sure you're thinking, wait a minute, these House of M miniseries sound like the Secret Wars 2015 era. Though these came out in 2007, 2008, so it predates the Secret Wars 2015. There is the Secret Wars House of M miniseries, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but first we got to talk about what has been collected before, and that is the New Avengers, issues number 16 through 20. This is called The Collective. And I don't want to spoil what this is, but now this is the aftermath of House of M. Something happens in House of M where this power source is coming to Earth, and it's going to take a host. Kind of like the Phoenix. It wipes out the Alpha Flight crew, which I hate it, by the way. Steve McNiven's beautiful artwork here in the first issue, and then Mike Deodato Jr. also doing a phenomenal job. So who is this host, and what exactly is it doing here on Earth? What does it have to do with the House of M? Well, believe it or not, it actually explains through here what this host is, what this power is, where it came from, and what it wants. So those are the issues of New Avengers. That is collected in New Avengers Omnibus Volume 1, so that has been collected before, and there's that issue I was talking about, issue number 20, which is also, I think, part of the Decimation storyline, if I'm not mistaken. Then we get to the What If House of M. So this was a series of one-shots, and the series of one-shots that feature the characters of Spider-Man, pretty much telling the story of what if, I think it says it at the beginning here. So if you don't know what happened in House of M, I guess spoilers, because this kind of is going into a little bit of spoiler territory. This explains what House of M is. So towards the end of House of M, we hear the words, "No more mutants," that was whispered by Wanda, Scarlet Witch. And then mutants lost their powers. So here comes the part where now we start telling what if stories. And this particular story is pretty much what if Scarlet Witch ended the House of M by saying no more powers instead of no more mutants. So it makes for a pretty interesting story that features, of course, the Red Skull, Cosmic Cube, and what if Spider-Man House of M is also collected in here. This one's a little bit different because this is, what is this, like, what if Spider-Man had intervened Scarlet Witch from saying what she did. It features the characters of Gwen Stacy. And if you know about House of M, then you know how Gwen Stacy was a big part of Peter Parker's life in the House of M universe. And then in 2015, this, by the way, will be collected in the Secret Wars Omnibus. One can assume because it's going in alphabetical order, but this is House of M. And in 2015, we had this mini-series called Battle Worlds and War Zones, where they're pocket universes of the Marvel Universe, and we revisit stories like Old Man Logan and Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars, and of course this right here, House of M. And this is pretty much Magneto and how he's controlling all of this particular world. He has crushed all the resistance, and the lives that his kids live as royals in this particular world. However, there's a few holes that could destroy his plan, one of them being Namor. So, again, set in the world of House of M before the actual House of M miniseries. Now, all the way in the back, we do have variant covers and original art. And then this piece right here is an alternate cover, coloring by Jorge Molina in your end sheets. Let's look at the binding. 792 pages. It is sewn binding. This one printed at the Mega Print. And printed on this thicker paper stock, so there's minimal bleed through. It's there, but it's very minimal. And I wanted to show what the spread page is laid over like. So, like this, with very minimal gutter loss. Now, to summarize, the things that are collected in here that will not be collected in Omnis as of this video, or haven't been collected in Omnis as of this video, are the Excalibur issues 8 through 14. That has not been made available in Omnibus format. That is the 2004 series, by the way, not to be confused with the first volume of Excalibur. The House of M Avengers 1 through 5, Civil War House of M 1 through 5, House of M Masters of Evil 1 through 4, What If Spider-Man House of M, and What If House of M. Those stories haven't been collected in any other omnibus. New Avengers 16 through 20 has been collected, again, in the pages of New Avengers Omnibus Volume 1. And the House of M 2015 Secret War series, the Warzone series, I assume is going to be collected in a future volume of the Battle Worlds Omnibus formats. But that's it. So this works as a prequel, a revisit, and also a follow-up to House of M. But that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this omnibus, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, build, and of course, where it fits into the reading order of House of M. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And what other X-Men event you would love to see collected in an omnibus format. But that's it, everybody. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.